I need a nap. Hey guys, it's Katya. On today's episode of How I Almost Died, I'm gonna be telling you about all of the car accidents that I've been in. But before that, I wanna mention that in the description box, I left a P.O. box address because a lot of you guys have been wanting to send me stuff and now I have a P.O. box. So you can go send me stuff. Let me be clear, I'm not telling you guys to go buy me things. Letters are more than enough. So if you want to send me something, the address is down in the description. But on with the story. So I have been in 3 car accidents in the past 3 years. Wow, 1 a year. We're doing great, guys. Now out of these 3, only one of them was my fault, and of course it's the worst one, but I'll get to that. Now if you watched my bullying series, you'd know that 1 year I got into a really bad car accident. I was driving for a little under a year at that point, which obviously means I was the best driver in the world. So there's this rule, well actually it's a law. There's this law where you can't drive people under the age of 25 around if you just got your license or something like that. But like I said, that law apparently applied to everyone except me because I am the best driver in the world. I would drive my friends to the mall to get food. But one particular day I had a national anthem performance with my choir and I had a little special part in it. But before that I wanted to eat, so I asked my friend if she wanted to get something nearby and she said yes. Now a creepy thing to note is the day before, I was asking my mom if it would be okay for me to take my friend to get something to eat from the mall, which was like a 5-minute drive. And my mom was like, stay close to the school, you're gonna get into a car accident if you go further from the school. And I laughed it off saying, you're being dramatic, you're being paranoid, like I'm not gonna get into a car accident, I'm the best driver in the world. So me and my friend are deciding what to eat on this day, and for some reason, this girl is craving Olive Garden. Out of all the options we were running through, Olive Garden kept coming up, and Olive Garden was not close to the school at all. It was about 20 minutes away. Being a cocky little, I decided that I could go to Olive Garden. Olive Garden was in a place I had never even driven before, so not only was it far from the school, I had never been on those streets before. Is this sounding like a good idea? Like someone please tell me. So I'm driving to Olive Garden, I exit the freeway, and usually after a freeway there's some sort of stoplight or stop sign or something, but I didn't see a stoplight or a stop sign. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, that means keep driving. But what I didn't notice, because I wasn't experienced in taking in my surroundings, was that there was an intersection, which means at least one of us had to have a stop sign. I didn't see a stop sign, so I just assumed the other street had a stop sign. Now all of this is happening within seconds, like me exiting the freeway, me not seeing a stop sign, me deciding to keep going. So I'm driving and I think I hear my friend say, oh, I think you just... And then another car slammed into us. My car spun in circles until we were on the other end of the street. The airbags went off, I slammed my head into a window, the airbag burned a hole into the sleeve of my jacket. I remember my friend calling my name, but I was in total shock of what happened. And I was looking around for who hit us because I didn't even see a car. And up ahead on the other side of the road, I see this huge SUV with a little dent in the car. My friend and I get out of my car and my whole trunk is on the floor. My backpack was in the trunk of my car, so now my laptop was split in half and thrown into the street along with all the papers in every single folder I had. They were just all over the street. So I call my mom crying, saying I've been in an accident. She thinks I'm kidding because we literally talked about it the day before and I was joking that I'd never get into an accident. Eventually, I convince her that I'm not kidding and she comes to pick me up. Then the police show up, which is weird because I didn't call them, so I assume the other people called them. And I quickly realize my friend is not 25. So to avoid going to jail, I pretend to cry harder, so hard that I could not speak. One of the police officers asks if I'm okay, and through my dramatic sobbing, I nod. He leaves me alone after he realizes that I cannot speak. My friend and I sit on the curb waiting for my mom while the officers are laughing to themselves while looking at us crying. Like, there is smoke coming out of my car and you're laughing at us. When I tell you I almost died, like, I almost died. If the car had come 1 second earlier, it would have slammed into the driver's side instead of the back of my car, killing me. Then one of the officers comes up to me and says, "Hey, while you wait, why don't you pick up the mess you made?" Referring to the papers that flew out of my trunk while my trunk flew off of my car. So I'm picking up these papers, sobbing, until my mom comes. We find out the car is totaled. Obviously, the trunk is on the floor. I call my friend saying that I might not make it to the national anthem performance. But then I remember if I didn't do my special part, Medusa would get my special part. And I just couldn't let that happen. So I literally go to school with a freaking hole in my arm just to sing the one note so Medusa can't. So yeah, that was my first car accident. The other stories are very interesting and also very karma-y. So after my accident, my brother kept telling me that he wishes the car would have hit me harder, or that I would have died in that car accident, or that car accidents aren't scary. I know. Imagine living with that. He'd say I was being dramatic while my car spun out on the other side of the road and the trunk fell off. So one day, me and my brother were going to school and I was going onto the freeway ramp. And the one I took had a little stoplight and the road was curved to get there, so it's almost like you're making like a U-turn. I was in the left lane and the car next to me was in the right lane, and I was just driving, minding my own business, when suddenly the car next to me slams into the passenger side. My brother was so scared, I was like, this is karma. So I pull over on the side of the freeway, which is so scary because everyone's going like 70 miles per hour and I'm just like a child. This 80-year-old woman comes out of the car saying, "I'm so sorry, it's all my fault. Oh my gosh, I just didn't see you. Like, it's all my fault." And I'm like, "It's fine, we're fine. You just made us a little late to school." We exchange information. I have to teach her to use the camera on her phone because she needs to take a picture of my ID. Everything's fine. A few weeks after that, me and my brother are driving home from school. And I'm at a stoplight, a red light. I'm stopped. I want to reiterate, I am stopped at a red light, not moving at all. And suddenly, someone slams into us from behind. Like, I was just not moving at a red light. So I pull over and I get out and it's another 80-year-old man and he's like, "Sorry, my bad." And then he's like, "Do we really have to exchange anything? Like, I think your car's fine." And I'm like, "Sir, you just hit me in the back of my car at a red light while I was not moving." And I'm like, "Maybe give me your info just in case." He gave me his info saying, "I really don't think anything's wrong, but here's the info, use it if you want." It ended up being $300 in damage, so like, guess it wasn't just nothing. But yeah, what if we learned today, kids? Old people like to hit me, and I'm not the best driver in the world. Some honorable mentions. One time me and my boyfriend were driving to Universal Studios. When I say me and my boyfriend were driving, I mean he was driving. And we turned into the part where only employees can go by accident, which is fine. There was a security guard at the booth, so I was telling him to just go through and go around. But my boyfriend decides it would be easier to back up into the busy street and keep going. Now during this trip, I had complained to my boyfriend many times about his driving, and I think he was a little sick of hearing me scream, so he did not pay attention to me when I screamed that there was a car behind him while he backed up at full speed. But honestly, it was probably a blessing in disguise, because if he had backed up full speed and there wasn't a car there, he would have backed up full speed into the busy street and we probably would have died. So there's that. Moral of the story is I need to go back to Boston where I don't have a car and can't drive. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed my misfortune and discrimination by old people. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye! I ain't got no time for no games. Tell me what you like, but it's never gonna change. So you do